Hey everybody, Heather from Hooked on Pickin here. I am on my usual Thursday morning live stream at 11 a.m. If you're watching this later, awesome. You can still get all the same content here. If you're watching it live though, I would love for you to give me a quick shout out, thumbs up, things like that. My hubby will give you a shout out. We don't have a double mic on today, so he's just going to speak louder today to be picked up by the microphone. And I'll explain why later in the video, why we don't have a double mic on. But I want to say a big thank you to all my patron supporters. I picked up a couple new ones. I'm super excited about that. So if you are a new patron supporter at $10 or higher, look for your name in lights. I'll definitely scroll you in the credits as a big thank you for helping me put this content out on a regular basis. So hopefully you've been enjoying the videos I've been putting out. Please leave suggestions in the comment section below. If you have a topic or an idea that pertains to reselling that you would love me to inform you on, like how do I do a specific aspect of reselling that would be interesting to you. So go ahead and throw that in the comment section below. I do read all the comments. I may not always be able to get to respond to them, but I do read them all. We got some people on live already?
Yes, Savitlana Murphy says hi. For Real Girl 42 says hi all. Always Right says hello, I miss you guys. Theta Tolas says hello, Miss Heather and Mr. Paul.
Awesome.
Bear Roland says hi. Levita Irwin says hi. Always Right says I haven't been on here. I've been working Monday through Friday.
Awesome.
And Agnetha Bergen, I think I'm saying that right, it might not be, says hello from Alberta, Canada.
Awesome. Let us know if you can hear him fine. Like I said, we don't have the double lavalier hooked up today because I need a little bit more mobility for some of the things that I'm going to show you, which are going to be really awesome in this video about how I take amazing pictures and get my items to sell, because pictures definitely do sell the item when you're doing some online reselling. More people online?
Casper says hello from Mississippi. Indy Kitty 1 was talking about our troll problem last time. Yeah,
it's been remedied. Yeah.
We're hopefully it's been remedied. Bear Roland says yes, he's good with volume. Ronald says praise the Lord. Always Right says yeah, we can hear you good. Let's see, Midwest Mama's Adventures. Hi you two and all the viewers. Joe Harold says hello Heather and Paul. For Real Girl 42 says can I get a shout out to my Facebook group Perfectly Poshmark for people to list their closet items? Absolutely. So is your Facebook group Perfectly Poshmark? That might be it. So,
yeah, Perfectly Poshmark. Go ahead and you probably could share to that page. Yeah. Awesome. Great idea.
Real Girl 42. If I got that wrong, go ahead and list it and then, yeah. Let's see. Theta Tola says, wow, you actually said my name right. Can hear you well. Thank you, Theta. Let's see. Dr. Roberts says, hey, guys.
Awesome.
Roberts says, hi, guys. Bunkle's Garage says, good afternoon from New Jersey. Let's see, Hackensack, you ought to know. Okay. Let's see, this is my first time. Let's see, Bergen says, yes, it's my first time I have time that I got to see you live.
Awesome.
Very good. Yo Ladanita says, hello from Miami. Cool Bean says, hi from San Antonio, Texas. I'm not sure what that means.
Okay.
We'll figure it out later. Pam Pilgrim says, hello from North Carolina. I have loved all my purchases on your Poshmark closet. Hey, cool.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Theta says, just starting to sell myself. Good tips on pictures.
Yes. Okay. Yes. So we'll do some tips on pictures. Also, if we miss a comment that you want us to say, sometimes he gets scrolling fast and I get talking too long and we might skip over a comment. Please feel free to always repost that comment.
Okay to Phoenix says, hello from Arizona. I'm glad I finally caught you live. Bunkle's Garage says it's a Billy Joel reference. Sorry. Glad to see and hear you all live. Casper says, which company do you recommend and newbie who wants to buy pallets?
It depends on what kind of product you want for pallets for a newbie. So kind of drop that in there. I know I really like the general merchandise I get from Bulq.com. And then via trading, it really depends on what kind of product you want. I get a lot of health and beauty, toys, and also some clothing. I saw tons of great options for clothing from via trading, and I've always done really well, as well as makeup.
Ashley says, hi from Southern Illinois. And Levita says, by the way, you look great.
Awesome. Thanks. All right. All right, so I'm going to be talking about great ways to do pictures online for your eBay and Poshmark stores. So I've got some tips and tricks that I think are going to work really well for you, and just things that I've learned over time. The picture really does sell the item, and the more pictures you can do, the better. And I can show you how to do them very quickly and very efficiently. So I'm usually standing in front of my fun Hooked on Pickin logo. That's usually over on this side of my warehouse there. But I am not standing there today because I have a picture wall, which I'm standing in front of right now. I actually have my Hooked on Pickin shirt. You like my new shirt? Isn't it fab? Anyway, so this is my picture wall. So as you can see, I've got stuff on it, and a lot of you may run into this issue where you've got a good space, but the walls are covered, or the walls are textured, or the walls have something on it. Well, I don't have, I've got a lot of wall space, but I've also got a lot of shelving, so I don't have open space. And as I decorated this place, I was like, oh no, I have no place for pictures now. So I actually bought what is called a 3-roller wall mount bracket system up here. And it came just with the brackets and the little rollers, and then I pretty much just bought PVC pipe 2 inches around. A lot of people ask for the link for that. I wanted to give you the name. It's called a 3-roller wall mount bracket system for photography or backdrops. So just Google search that, because the current listing that I bought this for, I think I bought this for about $50, the actual wall mount system. And that current listing that I actually bought it off of, now it's like $150 to buy off of that for the exact same item. So I think it's just a different listing, but you can find a ton of these online. It looks exactly like this. And so one reason why I bought that is you can mount it to the ceiling, or you can mount it to a wall, and you can make it any distance apart. And then you pretty much just buy the PVC and have it cut to the length that you want. So what I did first was I mounted the brackets, then I got the PVC pipe based on the distance I wanted. But the cool thing about it is you can use any color backdrop. So it's got a weighted system. And then these are just vinyl backdrops. Be careful when you buy these. The real cheap ones look very digitally. I'm actually returning one that I bought that was supposed to look like wood grain, and it just looks like a bunch of colored pixels. So you can use vinyl backdrops. You can actually use long tablecloths. You can use curtains. You can use bulletin board backgrounds. That it also comes really nice. A lot of my pictures are also taken with bulletin board background. If you go to my Poshmark store, which is in the description below, and it's also searchable at Paul Hooks, that actually, a lot of the wood background ones are actually bulletin board paper. And so that's an option too. That's really, really inexpensive. But all of those things work. So this is one of my wood backgrounds, and all I did was Velcro it on with some Velcro tape so that I can change out my backdrops if I so choose. So this is a great wood background that I've got. And the nice thing is you've got 3 here. And so let's say you've got something dark in color. You can use a lighter background. So I've got a white brick one here. And then this one actually goes all the way across the floor and down. So even if you've got a larger piece of furniture you're taking a picture of, things like that, you can utilize that. My wood one doesn't go that far. And then of course, if you've got something really light colored, you want to make sure you have a dark background. And so then I have also a darker brick background that I can drop down as well. And so, so these are some of my cool backdrops that I really, really enjoy using. And so I'm actually going to drop my wood one for this demonstration and show you a few things that I do. If I have any questions pop up, go ahead and pop your questions up. And I'll be able to address them. So when doing clothing, there are a few things that I see a lot of people make mistakes on when I'm actually perusing other Poshmark closets. And so I want to address those. Anytime you have a new with tags outfit, go ahead and make sure you include the tag in the picture, because that makes a big difference. And they can see that it is new with tags. But when you have an outfit like this, for instance, it's kind of like a cute little mini dress. It's got a little tie front bow, so you're going to want to put a little tie on it. And it looks reasonably okay on the mannequin, right? Obviously, I would spend more time making sure it's all primed and prepped, but it looks reasonably okay on the mannequin. But that's not the best that it can look. And so I use these handy dandy office clips that are super cheap. You can buy a whole case of them, or you can use, what's that?
You bring one of those in.
Oh yeah, sorry.
I know what you're talking about.
So these are like little office clips. Let me see if I don't have a, so they're just the little office clips like this. You can also use clothespins or little chip clips, anything like that that's going to hold anything in place. And so what I will do is I'll flip my mannequin around and I'll cinch it from the back. And so I just use this little clip and I cinch it in the back just like this. Now look how much better the front of that looks. It looks like it actually fits the mannequin. Now, don't be concerned. This is actually an extra large size, and clearly the mannequin is like a size small or medium. And so don't be concerned about that. It's just making it look really, really nice for the picture. You can even use a second clip. Now, that's just one clip if you want to kind of move at a fast pace, but you can always use a second clip. And see how it's a little baggy up here? You can just cinch that in as well. And it just gives the shape that you want it to look in the picture. So you just pull it in a little bit more and it kind of shows a little bit better of the shirt. Now what you're going to do is you're going to take a picture of all the front here. Then what I do is I unclip the back and then I do the exact same thing on the front. Is I'll clip the front and then I can photograph the back. So if I clip the front, then it pulls flat across the back and it makes the back look so much better. So see how nice that looks? Now if I unclip it, see the difference? And so that's one really easy task to get your item to look really good on a mannequin. The other tip is always use a mannequin. You have this one is a full-size mannequin. I actually bought it Goodwill for 30 bucks, but you can also use like the half-size mannequin, and make sure you use a gender-appropriate mannequin. Let me see if I can reach my male mannequin I've got going over here. So look at all the pallets. Those are future unboxings. Too many pallets. So these are actually relatively inexpensive to buy. These are about 25 bucks. This is a male one, and you can just hang it on the wall somewhere or hang it from a curtain rod or whatever you have. A lot of times I'll take a picture down off the wall and just hang it from the nail in the picture. But this is a male one that you can get and then do the exact same thing, is cinch it in the background, and then you can buy female ones. But these usually run right around 25 bucks a piece. You can get them off Amazon or off eBay. So that's using a mannequin. They're not very expensive. They don't take up a lot of space, and they work great. Another thing that I would suggest utilizing for photos is if you have a tripod, go ahead and use one, because then you're going to get kind of the same angle each and every time. Sometimes it's a little bit easier just to hold the phone and look, but if you're ever shaky or end up with blurry pictures, a tripod is a good option for taking pictures. Some of you may not know, but if you buy a smartphone, it comes with usually a set of earbuds with a microphone on it. And a lot of times if you plug in those set of earbuds into the headphone jack, you can actually use the hang up button to snap a picture, so you're not actually touching the camera and making it shake off the tripod. So that's an option as well, to kind of have a remote picture taking option. The other thing that I wanted to talk to you about is when you're doing these kinds of photos, what if you have a smaller item like a set of shoes? So I'm going to use a set of shoes I've already gotten online, but you can take a table like this here. Let me move my little lady in the dress here, which I already have listed on Poshmark. So if you like that dress and it's an extra large, you can buy that on Poshmark. But so I've got a table here, just a chintzy little, like, I think I bought it for $5 at a garage sale table. You can never have too many card tables. But I usually will take this and then I'll pull my backdrop right up on top of the table. And then you can actually use the box for staging. So I'm going to pull it all the way back so it comes forward here. And that way now you've got a nice space here. And we've got a pair of black flats. These are also already listed on Poshmark. And so you can stage them really nicely with this backdrop. Now these I might want to use a lot. You can also use the box in the picture. That's always a nice addition. Or sometimes there are people that put the box behind the backdrop or a tablecloth or whatever you have that you usually take pictures of, and then you can kind of give it to yours. And so it's really, really simple to do, but it really makes a big difference when taking pictures for your item. Make sure you're always taking a picture of like the size of the shoe, the tags, the box, all of those little details. And I would suggest always having at least 5 or more photos of your garment, whether it's the tag, the front, the back, any kind of clasp or enclosure or bow. Like this particular garment, you're going to want to have a picture, like an up close picture of the bow, maybe tied and then also untied, so they see the different ways that they can wear it. And so those are just some tips and tricks for you to take really great photos. Make sure you have great lighting. I have great shop lighting in here, but if you don't have great lighting in your house, all you have to do is buy a lamp with a daylight bulb, and I would suggest 100 watts or higher. If you have 2, that's better, because then you end up with not getting shadows, because sometimes when you're taking the picture, you can actually shadow the garment. So if you have 2 on either side, that usually works great. Just go buy like a $10 desk lamp and go ahead and use those in taking photos. So do we have some questions?
Lots of questions to
Great.
catch up on.
Great.
Let's see, Southern Belle Homestead says, hello from Alabama, love your channel, and I've learned a lot from you guys.
Awesome.
Casper says, I thought about makeup and toys. What are your thoughts on makeup and toy palettes?
Go ahead. I've sold both makeup and toys and made great profit on both of those things. Toys is a great thing to get into right now because it's getting ready to be fourth quarter and you're going to start selling a lot of them just for Christmas sake.
JD says, just visited via trading after watching your video. It was so informative. Thank you.
Awesome.
Good. Sandra Picker says, hi from Florida. Says, wow, that is my favorite Bible verse. Bible verse that's...
Oh, yeah, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Yeah.
Theta says, any tips on selling a case of Cat and Jack shoes? You guys are always awesome and give honest advice.
Cat and Jack, unfortunately, because they're children's shoes, don't sell real well. I would suggest putting them individually on Poshmark because you're going to make a little, but you're probably only going to make about $1 or $2 per pair, depending on the subject matter. If it's a Cat and Jack that has any kind of theme to it, usually it'll sell a little bit better, but just do your best with picture taking and description and sizing and things like that, and hopefully you can get them at least to make your money up and then maybe $1 or $2 more. But Cat and Jack, unfortunately, is not a huge hot seller because it is children's shoes.
Tracy Goodman says, or Godman says, I use shower curtains and change them out when needed.
Oh, that's a great idea. A lot cheaper than these vinyl backdrops. Cost me about anywhere from $15 to $25 a piece. And so, yeah, shower curtains are a lot cheaper and they're cute.
Casper is just saying, when I get in my depressive state, I say that Bible verse to remind me I can do it.
Yes.
Philippians 4:13, great verse. Let's see, Christine Neal says, hi Heather, so glad I caught you live. Thanks so much for the consultation a few weeks ago. Very, very, very helpful.
Awesome. Great.
Morgan Hunter says, you might have covered this already, but I'm jumping in late. Do you edit your photos more than cropping? If your item has a sales sticker on the label, how do you remove those?
The sales sticker I always remove. If I can cut it off and still keep all of the pertinent detail on the sticker, sometimes I'll do that. Goo Gone, we just found out, works really, really great for removing stickers, but stickers on paper, you might want to be a little bit careful with that. A lot of times I just peel them off with my fingernails. As far as, what was the other part of his question?
Let's see, photo edits.
Oh, yes. So photo edits, I almost always crop them. Now, just be careful when listing on Poshmark. You have to have an actual square photo. So I generally will take a picture with the Poshmark app for that because they do have some also adjusting some lighting adjustments that you can add on your first photo, but it's a lot nicer if you just take a square picture on the Poshmark app. But as far as other pictures for eBay and things like that, there have been times where I've taken a picture and it's been a little bit too dark, and so I will use some of my editing tools on my phone to just go ahead and lighten that up.
Hey guys, if you like the content, hit that thumbs up button, and if you'd like to donate, feel free to donate also.
Yeah, great.
For Real Girl 42 says, that is such a good idea. Thanks for sharing that idea. I'm going to the Dollar Tree and buying me some clips right now.
Awesome.
Out loud. Catherine Durr says, good morning. Morgan Hunter says, do you steam iron any of the clothes that come in?
No, I don't. I'm into getting as much product out as quickly as possible. I will definitely look over each garment really carefully and make sure that there's no picks or tears and things like that. But steam ironing, no, I don't do generally, because after I go ahead and list it, I put it in a poly bag similar to, let me get this out, similar to this. And sometimes it ends up wrinkled again. And so I do my best to fold it as nicely as possible. But I don't take the time to steam iron stuff. Now, if you're only listing a few things at a time, and maybe you're listing it for a much higher price, go ahead and take the time to steam iron it. That's totally up to you, and especially with what you're pricing it for.
Darren Coleman says, finally get to see you live. Thank y'all for all y'all do.
Awesome.
Southernville Homestead says, do you have any good tips or sites you can use to find the styles of sleeves? There's so many different ones.
Yeah, I mean, putting something on Facebook and asking your friends probably is the quickest answer. If you're like, hey, I've got this shirt with this kind of a sleeve, what do you call it? Such as softball sleeves, cap sleeves, cold shoulder sleeves, things like that. And so that'd probably be the quickest way to get an answer. Go on to any regular department store and just start perusing the juniors section and the women's section for like Kohl's, Target, Macy's, things like that, and find out what did they call it. And that would be my suggestion.
Southern Bill, there's also Pinterest. Pinterest sometimes have guides.
Yeah.
That tell you what the sleeves
That's
are.
actually a great idea. Yeah, Pinterest.
Theta says, on my canteen wait for the pallets, can you get those at Michael's on eBay? Okay.
Not understanding, you might have had a typo there, so just resubmit that comment for us.
Do. Let's see. Okay, sorry. I'm just trying to read ahead.
Make sure you understand the comment.
And says, sometimes you find mannequins on Facebook sales group. My boyfriend got a full-size man mannequin there.
Awesome.
Yes,
yeah,
absolutely.
that's Facebook Marketplace is a great place to look.
Yep. Theta says, what about damaged boxes? What do you do with damaged boxes?
So like if you have shoes with a damaged box, a lot of times if it still has the tags on the shoes, I'll still sell it new with tags, and then I just rebox it into a brand new box.
Good. Thompson Jennings says, for Poshmark, there is a way to automatically get square pictures depending on your phone.
Yep.
I changed my phone to only take square pictures, and that helps speed me up a lot. Google it for your phone.
Yeah, good idea.
Bonnie says, hi Heather, Bonnie from Arizona, love your videos. Just started selling on Poshmark after watching you. Sold 2 items right away.
Awesome.
That's awesome, Bonnie. Good job. Calvin says, what is the name of the hanging backdrop on Amazon?
Okay, so it is called, let me just pull this up. Let me just read it. It is a 3-roller wall mount bracket system. 3-roller wall mount bracket system. And you can even add backdrop or photography on there. And the one I have can either be for the ceiling or the wall.
Very good. Beverly Sinclair says, this is not resale related, but do you have a video about your weight loss? I'm curious about that.
Yes. Actually, please email me at hookedonpickin.com and I'll give you contact information for my health coach, which happens to be my brother-in-law. So he is amazing.
He looks like Thor now.
He does.
He's
He started out at 308 pounds, I think, and is like 195 now, and like abs and does CrossFit and
literally looks like a Marvel hero.
Yes.
I was on that weight loss program too. I did not turn out looking like Thor.
You-
Well, I look like Thor, Fat Thor in the movie, if you know. Okay. Thompson Jennings says, use a Scotty peeler to remove stickers. Easy. You get it from Amazon or eBay. Very cheap. Works well with a hair dryer.
Awesome. Good to know.
Helpful tip.
Scotty Peeler from Amazon.
Pixie Girl 999 says, I have to use the app snipping tool for pictures on Poshmark.
Okay.
Casper says, have you used Downy Wrinkle Remover to help with wrinkles?
No, I have not.
That's a good suggestion.
That is a good suggestion.
Alicia Cole says, hello, Hooks from Oklahoma.
Hello.
Theta says, sorry, it's autocorrect. Can't wait for the pallets. And you answered my question on mannequins as I was asking.
Perfect.
Good. Calvin Morgan says, thank you. Anita says, I have a lot of Carter and Oshkosh baby and kids clothes. What's the best platform to list them on?
Poshmark is a good place to sell clothes. You can try eBay, but my suggestion with Carter and Oshkosh, because they are kids clothes and kids clothes don't sell as well as women's clothing on Poshmark, you might want to, my suggestion to you would be bundle them with something else. So if you have like an Oshkosh bib, you can put it with an outfit or a little toy with an outfit, something that makes the listing a little bit more enticing. That way you actually make your money up. You can actually also bundle things that are all the same size. So if you've got like 2 sets of outfits that are both 6 to 9 months, then put them together, especially if they're the exact same brand.
Good. Also, Carter and Oshkosh may be on Amazon, Anita.
Oh, yeah, you may be able to sell them on Amazon.
There's a lot of Carter that actually pops up on the Amazon platform. So, Let's see. Southern Bill Homestead said, I only have a female mannequin, so when taking pictures of men's clothes, would it be best to do flat lay or just put on mannequin? Thanks for the answers.
Before I had a male mannequin, I would flip my mannequin around and take it on the back of the mannequin. So I would do some of the men's things, but some of the men's shirts, if they're too big, like if they're like a large or bigger, those shoulders still aren't wide enough. And so my suggestion to you is hang them on the wall on a hanger. Laying flat is okay. I mean, you could probably include that as your second or third picture, but hanging them on a wall on the hanger would probably be the best way to do that. But I would just suggest going ahead and getting a male mannequin. But for right now, just hang them on the wall in a hanger, or maybe see how it looks on the back of a female mannequin. And don't cinch it. Don't cinch it if you're going to take men's clothing.
Alicia Cole says, does Poshmark have a cha-ching when you make a sale like eBay?
No, it doesn't, unfortunately.
Not that we know of. Not that we know of.
That would be awesome, though.
We do get an alert that something's sold, but just not a cha-ching, and maybe it's something I need to turn on.
It's probably a notification settings on my phone based on the app.
Let's see. Bunkle's Garage. Carter is usually gated on Amazon.
Gotcha.
Yep. Okay, here's another one that just popped in. I believe Oshkosh is as well. I think Bunkle's, that depends on the Amazon seller account. Our Life, the Keto Way says, darn, I just got here, but I will definitely watch this again later.
Okay.
I've been dying for this topic. Laugh out loud.
Well, I can do another demonstration of some of my tips and tricks. I'll do it a little bit later towards the end of this video to kind of recap what I've already talked about. So stay on. And if you like this content, go ahead and donate, or you can hit that thumbs up button. What are we at for thumbs up?
20 thumbs up.
20 thumbs up already. Awesome.
Well, we are caught up on questions.
Perfect.
So, guys, if you have questions, feel free to...
Yes, these live streams are always for you, so go ahead and put those questions in there.
Theta just asked, I also got a lot of gloves, but I live in Texas, so not that cold here. Well, maybe a week at a time during winter. May donate them. Do you bundle winter wear?
Yes, I absolutely bundle winter wear, especially with gloves. So I'll put gloves even with a set of jewelry, or if they're women's gloves, or gloves with a hat, or gloves with a nice shirt. So that's a good way to kind of move them and maybe get a little bit more for that clothing item that you were going to just sell by itself. It makes your listings a little bit more enticing to go ahead and bundle them like that.
Very good. I think we are caught up on...
All right, awesome. So I'm going to give a little bit of a recap since some of you just jumped on and you weren't on at the beginning, but this is basically tips and tricks on taking really good photos for Poshmark and eBay. You can also utilize these photos if you ever create a listing on Amazon, but you do have to take the background out. And so using a darker colored background is a little bit easier to remove if you've got a lighter colored garment or item. And then if you have a darker colored item, use a lighter colored background. So removing the background will be a little bit easier. I use Adobe Photoshop to go ahead and do a lot of that kind of background removal. And so so I was kind of giving tips and tricks on doing shoes. And as you can see, I've got kind of layered here. This is a wall mounting photo backdrop that I purchased. It's not too expensive. I think the whole system was about $80 for me, including the backdrops. And so this is just a wooden backdrop, vinyl backdrop, and it's on a table. And then this is actually the box for the shoes. And so elevating them on different levels usually helps people to see better how they are, just pulling your backdrop down. And like I was talking earlier, you can use, someone suggested shower curtains. That was awesome. You can use bulletin board background, tablecloths, a variety of different things to go ahead and mount on these, because these are just a PVC pipe, and I just used Velcro tape to put them up on this, on the rollers. And so you can utilize that. And then I've also got let me move this out of the way. One of my best things that I've always invested in are these little clips here. They're little office clips, and I utilize them when cinching a clothing item onto a mannequin, so that you can see what the item will look like when it's flat across someone's body. And so yes, this mannequin is about a size medium or small, and that's the typical size for a mannequin. You can find plus size mannequins, but the typical size is fine. This is an extra large garment, and so it has a tie front, so I went ahead and tied the front. I probably would spend more care if I wasn't doing this live, but you simply just pull it in the back, taut, and then use your little clip and clip the fabric just like so. It doesn't have to look beautiful, because you're not taking a picture of the back right now. You're taking a picture of the front. And so you can kind of see how it cinched that waistband and gave it a little bit more smoother look on the front. The dress is not as baggy on the front. When I undo it, you can kind of see the difference. See how much different I mean, here it doesn't even look like it has a waistband, but and it actually does have a waistband. It's got elastic in there, and it does have a waistband. When taking a picture of the back, you're going to do the exact same thing. You'll pull it tight across the front and just take a picture of the back. And so you don't have to worry about this clip being beautiful. You just have to make sure that it, pulls it tight. And so you've got it clipped tight. And now it looks really nice and smooth, especially this part of the skirt looks much better across the back than it did if it was just hanging on there. And so that's...
Keep it there and unclip it to show them the difference.
Yeah, so here's the difference of what it would look like if I just let it hang. So as you can see, yeah. So that's an easy way to make your item look really a lot better. Utilizing a mannequin is something I always suggest. And you can do different things. If you've got a longer dress, some of my backdrops are longer. I can actually run them right along the floor. This one doesn't go down as far, but some of my other ones do. Let me just roll this one up and show you this darker one. Does go longer. Oop, wrong one. And so this one will go all the way along the floor. Maybe I fibbed. This one does. The white one goes all the way along the floor. And so you can actually back the mannequin up and pull your backdrop forward and set your mannequin right on top of it. And so that's really good. If you don't have really long backdrops or long curtains, you can always put it on top of a table, take a picture of the mannequin also on top of the table. And so those are some options for you. And this bracket system that I've been talking about, the 3-wheeled roller mount wall bracket system, you can make any distance. So you can have it be 10 feet wide, or this one I think is just under 5 feet wide, because that's the space I had on my wall. So I hung my brackets, then I measured my PVC pipe and got it cut just at a local hardware store. And so those are some options that are going to work really, really great for you. More questions?
Yes. Beverly says, how many items do you typically list a day?
It depends on if I'm doing Amazon or eBay or Poshmark. So I try to list around, I don't know, you're my numbers guy.
Well, Amazon, she's undoing a pallet, so it was an HBA pallet, so it's about...
You can show it.
About 250 items.
Yeah, you can show this pallet over here. This is what I'm currently working on right now. And so
all of this you'll have listed in about an hour, but we had this is one table. We had 5 tables like this, so I think it was a little over 200 yesterday, and she's probably got another 50 there. When it comes to Poshmark, it's not a day.
Yeah, maybe about 100 a week.
Yeah.
Would you say?
Roughly 100 a week.
Roughly 100 a week on Poshmark. Okay. So, yeah. And then eBay is just kind of willy-nilly. I pretty much, I don't put very much on eBay, but when I do, I just try to list it right away. And so maybe I do like 1 or 2 a week on eBay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Let's see. Next question. Ann says, any other sites besides eBay and Etsy charge for listing?
Um,
Well, Amazon.
Poshmark, I mean, Amazon does, obviously, but Poshmark does charge for listing. You just see the fee on the back end only when you sell it. So it doesn't charge for the actual listing.
I think
but
she's
once
saying
it's
those two actually charge up front.
for the listing. Yeah, I don't.
Check Macari, Ann.
Yeah.
I don't think that they charge for upfront listing.
Macari's a lot like Poshmark, just for other items.
Yeah,
it's not clothing.
Between eBay and Poshmark.
Right.
Let's see. Boy, I'm trying to pronounce this name right.
Starts with an A.
Starts with an A. Bergen. I think I got Bergen right. I've wanted to resell for a long time. This is so great to learn all of this.
Awesome.
I hope it's helping. Alicia Cole says, what does it mean when someone puts one item in a bundle and then nothing else on Poshmark? This has happened to me twice.
It means,
happens all the
it happens all the time to us. It means they're a new Poshmark user. That's what it means. They haven't quite figured out how to do a bundle. And so, to be honest, I actually walked through this myself because I had some Poshmark credits from some things that I did, and I wanted to buy some necklaces and stuff, and I was just like, how do I bundle it? Because I want to buy more than one from this particular person. So it took me a little bit to kind of figure out how to use that. So really what it is probably somebody who just doesn't understand the difference between buying outright and then bundling it.
Alicia, go ahead and offer them a deal on that bundle. You
Yeah.
can still do that. And I'd say 40% of the time they go ahead and purchase it. They don't do a second item or a third item. Let's see, Casper says, what's the best way to display jewelry for photos? I sell costume jewelry on eBay. I have a small table-sized necklace mannequin I use for necklaces and bracelets.
That's a great question. Don't show me walking over to our mess, but I'm going to grab our light box. I'm going to actually unhook here and then grab. Okay, I'm back. Sorry. I should have gotten this out before we started this video. This is what's called a light box. Sorry. It's very inexpensive. And I've got some things in here that I utilize. So it comes completely flat, and then you put it together, you plug it in, and it has an LED light right here that shines super bright inside of it. And you can, it comes with a white background and a black background. I've got actually a pile of jewelry in here that I need to take photos of, but you can utilize either one of these backgrounds, and then you can put your necklace mannequin. The nice thing about this is it does come apart, and so if you want to just enclose a little bit of it or open it up a little bit more. This is a tiny one. I think, how much did we pay for this? Maybe $12. You can just look up light box on Amazon and you should find various different sizes, but it comes flat and then you just put it together, and then it comes with the backdrops. And then this is an LED light box that uses a micro USB just like any Android phone or Android tablet, and so you just plug it in with a USB cord and it lights it right up. So this is what I use for jewelry a lot, and it really does take phenomenal pictures. It makes those like stones and things like that in your jewelry really brighten up and look very sparkly and really nice. So for jewelry, I use a light box. So thank you for bringing that up because I almost forgot to get that out.
For Real Girl 42 says Mercari does have fees, but only after you make the sale.
Just like Poshmark, yeah.
Beta says, do you take photos with a camera and upload, or do you use your phone and directly post? And what do you think is the best way to take photos?
I use my phone and directly post simply because of the time factor. You can get more posted if you do it that way. There are times that I will make a listing, take one photo, and then I go to my desktop and I edit the photo. I edit the listing to type in all my description because I type faster on a keyboard than I do the phone. So that's an option as well, is take the first picture, or take all the pictures, a tiny little description, and then you can put in your longer description on a desktop.
Theta says, how do you bundle items?
When purchasing for bundling, for purchasing, there's a bundle button to add to bundle. As far as bundling items for sale, you just take a picture with them in both in the picture. And so there have been times where one shirt won't sell for very much after the Poshmark fees, but I'll put 2 shirts of the same brand, same size, and sell them together and actually make a little bit more money.
Dixie Girl 999 says, can we use a medium flat rate box for Poshmark? It weighs under 5 pounds.
As far as I know, I think you can use the flat rate boxes for shipping. I use if you go onto USPS.com, you can use the 1096, which is the little square one, and the 1097 is a perfect one. It's that long rectangular box that works great for almost any article of clothing. And then for my bigger stuff, there's one called box number 7, and those are all priority mail boxes, but they're not flat rate ones. So if you're sending it priority mail, you can put it in that box.
Tracy Godman says, I have the same light box. This works wonderful for jewelry.
Yeah, it does.
Our Life the Keto Way says, please link the rollers in the light box and the mannequin. Thank you so much for all that you do.
Okay, I can't link the rollers because the current listing where the rollers were listed is priced way too high now. So I would just suggest to you, just look up wall-mounted 3 roller backdrop photography. Something like that, something in that range. And then just look up light boxes. You're going to find the cheaper ones better than the one, because I bought this years and years and years ago. And so I don't know where that listing is at price wise. And there's a lot of them on there. And based on the size you want, then you can kind of peruse.
Casper says, oh, thank you, ma'am. Alicia Cole says, thank you. I follow you faithfully. You guys are the best. And it's so nice to see your Christianity out there for all to see.
Awesome. Oh, hey, tell me what you think about my cool new shirt. Look, I got Hooked on Pickin. Hooked on Pickin.
They're on sale for $49.90.
No. Well,
actually, that's the only one of that shirt.
Yeah.
Let's see. Mr. Jackson says, would it take a long time to start making $1,000 a week profit reselling? Is buying liquidation or online arbitrage a better strategy to do that?
I think buying liquidation is a better strategy than even retail arbitrage, but there is a little bit more risk in it. You have to really kind of do your research on your liquidators. And so I would suggest research would be watching other YouTubers that buy from that same liquidator is usually a good way to do it. Go and visit the liquidation place if at all possible, and make sure you communicate with them really well. I think it's possible for sure, but it's definitely hard work. I do lots and lots of hard work, and I'm not a slacker, and that's part of the reason why I'm able to increase my income this way.
Yep. Let's see. Ann says, my boyfriend takes photos on his phone, then uses his iPad for the info on items. It's easier for him.
Perfect. Yeah.
Tanya Wells Matthews says, or use a white wall. I bought my light box on Amazon. Comes with 2 lights.
Awesome.
Theta says, your shirt is cool. Might I get one?
Email me. We'll see if we can work something out.
I'm telling her she needs swag.
I know. I might have to get me some merch.
Shirts and coffee cups and hats. And
I am getting some hats made.
You're getting hats made?
Yeah, I'm getting hats made.
I didn't even know that.
Yep.
I want a hat. I barely even get a shirt. She bought me a 2XL shirt. I tried to put it on this morning, and I'm a fat man in a little shirt, so
it was a wrong 2XL.
I almost cried. Let's see. Bergen says, yes, thank you so much for all the information. Tracy Godman says, do you give away for Hooked on Pickin t-shirts? That's what I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Tracy, you and I are thinking the same.
All right, we'll have to do some Hooked on Pickin shirt giveaways.
Swag. Casper says, love the shirt and the color.
Cool.
See? Everybody loves your shirt. I'm telling you. Okay, we are caught up on questions.
All right, perfect. And so these are some just small tips and tricks that will help you in the reselling world. I think one thing in my second kind of run through that I didn't go over was using a tripod if you ever find that you have shaky or blurry photos. So just utilize a tripod. You can use your headphones to be the take picture button. If you're not aware of that, most of the phones you buy nowadays come with a set of headphones with the on-off button. And so you can use that for actually taking pictures when you have your camera open. So if you didn't know that, new tip for you. Yes, we have another question.
It's just a bunch of people want your shirt. Tracy Gottman says, I want one of your shirts.
Okay.
Bergen says, yes, I want one of your shirts. That would be great. Ashley Lolan says, yes, I want one of your shirts.
All right, I'll get shirts already.
I want a coffee cup. A coffee cup would be cool. Yes, it would, Ann. Anita says, thank you for all your help. I've been watching y'all just a couple of months, but you've helped me a lot. And I bet you Anita even wants a shirt.
Probably Anita wants a shirt. Alrighty, awesome. So I'll get some swag.
Wait, 4 Real Girl 42 says, yes, I want a shirt and a hat. I want to be styling.
Okay, awesome.
See? They all want your shirts. Alicia, yeah, I want a shirt. See?
All right, I'll make some shirts. All right, awesome. I'm super excited that you guys jumped on live. Hopefully the information I gave you about setting up your backdrops for photos and stuff. And it's really an awesome system because it doesn't take up a lot of space and it really can go anywhere in your house. So I'm super excited that I found this. I'm able to share it with you guys. Like I said, if you like this video, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. Thanks again for all the patrons and those of you who love this content. You can donate anytime and feel free to contact me. Check out all my stuff I got going on in my Poshmark store in the link in the description below, as well as my eBay store. And of course, don't forget to go to hookedonpickin.com. I got a lot of stuff on there at discounted prices just for you guys. So hopefully it's been helpful and you guys learned a lot. And remember, in the end, Jesus wins.